Now, let me know. But we're getting a little bit of a dump. Creighton said, really? Oh, wow, that's amazing, Jordan. That's funny, man. Badwater said he's just trolling us. I might have been just trolling you. Anyways, guys, we didn't get the news we were waiting for yesterday, right? So we were hoping for some good CPI news. I think we might be getting a little bit of overreaction because technically speaking, inflation did still come down. It's just not as low as people expected, right? So people were expecting 8.1. It came in at 8.3. It's still down from last month. So is it a real overreaction? Is the market going to hold support here, or are we just going to dump now, right? I mean, let's talk about it. We've seen these news events give us some volatility that's quite interesting. Like sometimes we see dumps and then pumps and pumps and dumps. Well, so far we just saw pretty much a little bit of a rise up before we got the news, and then a kaboom. If you guys saw the candle, a kaboom down to the downside, back down to 21,300. So let's discuss about it, man. Let's see. We had the music muted the whole time. Nice, dude. It's delicious coffee. We, I guess I should say me. We as in me. Anyways, what's going on, Mike? Mike became a member. What's going on, Mike? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. Let me turn this volume slightly down because it's slightly loud. So if we go over to the inflation numbers, guys, basically just the U.S. inflation rate here, it did technically come down. Interesting enough, I know we talked about this trend line so long ago. We haven't looked at this in a while, but it's still respecting this weird trend line. Listen, you can't draw a trend line on an inflation rate, but it's interesting how we've kind of topped out right here, at least for the time being. That could change, but at least for the time being, we've kind of topped out right here. Now it is down, right, from 8.5 to 8.3. How will the market take it? Right now we're seeing a dump because people were expecting lower than it came out, right? So you're going to see an initial dump off. Let's see how much of a dump off you're getting. I'm not sold that you're just going to dump below 20K. I'm not sold at that or whatever. I'm not sold at that. Some people might be, but I'm not sold that you're just going to dump straight down to the oblivion in here and take out new lows, because that's what I'm seeing on Twitter and everything. Hold on. Let me do a poll here real quick. Let me see this. Let me do this. Where will Bitcoin, let's do this. Where will Bitcoin, let's do this. Where will Bitcoin close the weekly candle today? Okay. Well, and right now, I think we're kind of just letting the dust settle, right? We got the news. Now we're just waiting for the dust to settle. Like, where will the market allow Bitcoin to kind of settle at the end of the day today, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we bounce back up to back where we were earlier today. And I also wouldn't be surprised if we dump back down to like 20K. Right? I won't be surprised. But anyways, where will Bitcoin close the weekly candle? Let's do this. Let's do this. Below 19K. Let's do 19K to 20K. Let's do 20K to 21K. And let's do above 21K. I'm curious. I'm curious what everyone thinks. I'm always curious what you guys think. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. Keep making that click sound. What click sound? What click sound are you talking about, man? Anyways, so Bitcoin's done from 22.8 back down to 21.3. Now, listen. Here's the deal, guys. Here's the deal. Okay. On these news, you're going to see an initial, we always see volatility after these, okay? Whether it's to the upside or to the downside, you're always going to see volatility, right? It is what it is. Where can we look for support now? Well, if we just look down, let's keep it on the 4-hour time frame here. If we just look down, right, we got the 200 EMA coming in here. We got the 50 EMA coming in here, all right? You also got some confluence when you look left. You got some confluence at support looking left over here, right? So this previous, we were looking at maybe an inverse head and shoulders happening back in this point where Bitcoin was starting to move up and maybe getting a pullback. It's getting that pullback now. Could we see some support somewhere in this range of about 20,800 to about 21K, right? So that like $200 range between 20,800 and 21K. That's where I'm looking for Bitcoin to get some initial support. Right now, it's kind of just sitting in no man's land, to be quite fair. But, like I said, right now we're kind of just waiting for the dust to settle. I think it's too early to really say, all right, this is going to happen, that's going to happen, this is going to happen, Inflation went down. Let's see. Is it still muted? There's something on your ear. Of course there's something on my ear, man. Of course there is. You know how this works. There's always something. I try to troll you guys by putting something on my face. You know how this works, man. You know how this works. Anyways, let's go back to the daily chart. So the daily chart, we pumped up above these highs. And now today, right? I mean, this is how it works sometimes. The news can change what you were looking at before. So yesterday, we broke above this resistance, right? 21,800 range. We broke above the bear flag resistance. And now we find ourselves right back below. So now you got to change, right? Now you got to change your point of view. And that's, sometimes people will say, all right, yeah, you're changing up. Sometimes you got to change your point of view of how the market reacts and how the market's given to you, right? So right now we've dropped in below the points that we wanted to get daily closes above, which we did yesterday, and blah, 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 blah. And that's why a lot yesterday we were saying wait for the CPI to come out, because that can pretty much change everything, right? If for whatever reason it does come in bad. I wouldn't say no one. A lot of people were predicting that it was going to come in lower, right? I mean, I think the general consensus was 8.1, and it coming at 8.3. So that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know what I mean? Let's see. Jordan was waiting for the crap before he came on. Oh, no, I always start at 9:45, man. I always start at 9:45. What are you guys drinking this morning, by the way? You got your coffee? Give thanks and drink coffee? It is what it is, guys. It is what it is. And that's why right now, as far as the short-term time frames, guys, wait for the dust to settle today, right? You're going to have the stock markets coming down. You're going to have the DXY coming up. Wait for the dust to settle, because right now, I mean, you're seeing Bitcoin, you're seeing altcoins just kind of come back down pretty hot and heavy here. So wait for the dust to settle. I guess the one thing that we can say is good about this is if the market is going to have a little bit of an overreaction on this, if it is, then at least this dump is allowing a lot of the indicators to reset, right? It's allowing the 4-hour stock to reset. It's allowing that daily stock to finally get that cross to the downside and finally get a little reset. So, if you were to take it as that, you're allowing some of your indicators to reset, which, I mean, how many times do we say Bitcoin needed to pull back, Bitcoin needed to pull back, Bitcoin needed to pull back? Because it did on a lot of different indicators. So if you take it from a bullish narrative, I wouldn't say bullish narrative, but as a point where Bitcoin needed a cool down, if the market wants to just act as an overreaction, then this is something that's good. This is something that's good for, I guess, the market here in the next couple of days. Let's see. Is the bear flag still invalidated, or is the pump now a fake out? I would say to me, it's like, you could take this either way. I would say that this move up might have just been a little bit of a fake out, all right? And this could have just been a back test, right? And that's why, if you remember yesterday, what we were waiting for is a close above. And if you remember what I said yesterday, I want to see a full body close. I want to see an open and a close above this to really, really, really get some more better tinglings in the ball sack, if you know what I mean. But, instead, today, we get a little turn for the worst, I guess. Let's see. As much as I like a good old crab market, it's dipping into my kiteboarding fund. True, man. True. I guess we could just sit here and watch the dump. 21,264. Let's wait for the dust to settle, man. I think right now, there really isn't any point of doing any short-term TA. There's really not. You wait for the dust to settle today. Wait to see how the market reacts over the course of the day. Because we've seen times where we get these big dumps on these news events just to come back up. And we've seen the opposite, right? We get big pumps just for it to come back down. Let the dust settle. And that's the big thing I want to wait for today. As far as the longer term time frames, I mean, nothing's really changed yet. Everything's still intact. What I'll say about this, though, is we know the weekly BBWP is due for some volatility, right? What does that mean? Well, that means that the Bollinger Bands are tight. You should expect some volatility, right? We like tight things, but we like tight things that break out to the upside. We don't like tight things that break down to the downside, unless you're a bear. You know, if you're a bear, it is what it is. But the BBWP is getting ready for that cross, okay? And when you get that cross in the BBWP, watch for a general trend to continue the trend of whenever it crosses. So the weekly is turning red right now for BTC. If this remains red while the BBWP crosses, you know, that usually is a sign that you're going to follow the general trend. So have patience, right? We still got a long week. Just like yesterday, things were looking okay. Today, things are looking a little bit opposite. Let the dust settle here, right? Let the dust settle and see where we come out on top here. Let's see. Let's look at the BTC dominance. We could look at it in a second. ETH. Let's look at ETH. Holy moly, man. Oh, shit. We're not pumping, man. Holy moly. We're not pumping. Let's turn this over here. Off. Monitor output on. Hold on, guys. We played the pump song. I guess we can play it for the Bears. Let's dance for the Bears. Come on. Come on. I can't even hear it right now, which is slightly disappointing. Hold on. Let me update this. I still can't hear it. It's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. You know what happened this morning, guys? I was about to go live, and the computer just crashed on me. I'm like, dude, you got to be kidding me right now. You got to be flipping kidding me. There we go. That should work. That should work. That should work. Let's dump it. Still can't hear it. It's okay, though. It's okay. That's the way the cookie crumbles. And that's why you couldn't hear me in the beginning of the stream. When I went live, that's why you couldn't hear me, man. Because everything gets all jacked up when that happens. So it slightly pisses me off when I try to start a stream and my computer crashes right before, which only happens like maybe every couple months or so. It's slightly frustrating. Here we go, though. 21,180. Here we go, man. Bitcoin's coming back down to that 1 hour, 200 EMA. Will it hold as support? You got the 4 hours coming down to that level we want to hold here. So look at the 4 hour time frame right now, guys. So you're getting that massive 4 hour candle right at the 200 EMA, right at the 50 EMA. Is it going to hold this range, right? Previous lows looking left. You want to hold the 200 EMA. You want to hold the 50 EMA here. If those don't hold, if those don't hold, could you be coming down to take these two vector candles right here on the 4 hour time frame? Crazy. It's crazy, man. It is what it is. Let's see if this range holds right here. It's really this big range here. I mean, you could argue it's a big range, right? This big range right here. Let's see if it holds, man. Let's see if it holds. If this doesn't hold, look for these vector candles to come back down and get taken, man. Let's see. I would say it's more this range I want to see held right here. That range right there. So let's see if this box holds. ETH, if we go back to Ethereum, let's zoom out a little bit on ETH. Let's go to the 4 hour on ETH real quick. ETH is, let's see. Let me just clear this out. Look at that 4 hour candle on ETH, man. That's brutal. That's literally brutal. Get those vector candles. Ethereum is, man, look at ETH right now. I think what we want to see for ETH is probably this range. If you look left, there's not really a lot of vector candles that I'm seeing down here to take on ETH, other than the ones all the way down here. I would say for Ethereum, most likely want to hold this range here. This range, right, generally speaking, right about right here. That seems like the big level to hold for Ethereum. If that can hold, maybe this turns into something inverse head and shoulders. But right now, the market's coming down hot and heavy. I want to see this level hold here for Ethereum. 4 hour stocks bottomed out. Will it matter? Let's find out, because holy shit. Look at ETH right now. Holy magoli right now. Look at ETH. Look at ETH. Look at BT Sizzle. Coming down to that 50 EMA. Will it hold? Will it hold right now? Let's see. Dude, you got the stock markets coming down hot and heavy. Let's go to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ up down about 3% already on the day. A half hour, the Nasdaq's down 3%, and the S&P's down about 2.7% on the new day already. Getting absolutely hammered right now. So we came back to the 50 EMA. Will it hold? Will it hold, or is this going to be nullified? Are we just going to dump straight through and come for these vector candles? Let's see. Let's see. Short of paying me attention. Let's see. Jordan, don't curse. My class is watching. Can you give Mr. Hart at class a shout out? Mr. Hart! Shout out to Mr. Hart. I promise I will try not to curse. I will try not to curse. I can't promise you. Like, you know me. I have a big mouth sometimes. I do. And especially if Bitcoin's going to start dumping, I might say, the S word or something like that. Shout out to Mr. Hart's class. Mr. Hart is great. Is great, man. What kind of teacher are you, Mr. Hart, by the way? Are you a history teacher? I hope you're a history teacher. History, to me, is the most fun class to learn. If you're a science teacher, well, I'm going to have to disagree with you. Math is good, too. Math and history. Or if you want to be a gym teacher, too, that's cool. That's awesome that you're working and you're in class and you're just watching the stream. Or maybe you're a finance teacher. I don't know. That'd be cool. The big red Dito. The big red Dito, man. All right, ETH. So ETH has got a little bit lower to go, in my opinion here. Let's see what Bitcoin does here. I mean, right now we're watching, guys. Right now, we really just need to see what the dust settles today, okay? Because that's the type of candle you're seeing right now. You let the dust settle. Altcoins, stock market. I mean, it's all coming down hot and heavy. DXY, back up. So I mean, listen, like. We were calling for, you guys know me. I said, I'm not calling for the DXY to be topped out. Like, you can't really do TA on the DXY. The thing we were hoping for is some type of bearish divergence in the DXY, but right now it seems like it just wicked down. It's about to make another higher high. So, to me, the DXY still isn't topped out yet. I've said that. Like, the Euro might be getting close to being bottomed out, but the DXY can still kind of go sideways. So that's mosey its way up. And this thing doesn't seem like it wants to stop, right? I mean, it just doesn't. Every time it gets sold off for a few weeks, everyone's calling the top is in on the DXY, and it just kind of continues up. So I don't think you can call for a top on the DXY right now. I don't. I don't think you can call a top on the DXY. I don't. The Euro, still sitting right here at $1. We were looking for a W formation to be formed here, but the Euro is also coming back down here. So will the Euro hold this red box, which is basically the the one psychological level? If that doesn't hold, look out, because the DXY is going to the moon. All right, so this is a very, very important box you want to hold for the Euro, man. The Euro against the dollar. If this breaks, the DXY is literally going to the moon, man. Literally going to the moon. Let's see. My class learned about how to draw Fibonacci retracements. Nice, dude. Let me see. Let's see. They all know bad words already. Economic. Special education math. Nice, dude. Teach them the Fibonacci's. The Fibonacci numbers, they work, man. They work. It's crazy how much they work. Speaking of Fibonacci's, let's do a quick fib here. Let's do a quick fib. So let me get rid of some of these. So the 21.8, I told you, listen, I thought we were going a little bit higher here personally, because I was under the assumption that the CPI was going to be good. Sometimes that's not the way the cookie crumbles. It's all a guess, right? I mean, most people thought it was going to be good, and there it goes. But we were talking about how 21.8 was a big level to watch. Okay, 21.8 was like, it was really a range between 21.6 and 21.8 that we were watching. Bitcoin looked like it got a wick right to about 21.8 and then dumped. So, I mean, it is what it is. Now, let's do a quick Fibonacci here. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see what we're looking at. Let's do a swing low to a swing high. And right now, looks like Bitcoin's trying to hold that 382. Now, if we were to look down and look at some of our fib retracements here, which take it for what you will. Some people believe in fibs, some people don't. It is what it is. Let's look at some of our important ones. So right now, you got the 382, which is what you're trying to hold right now, which is Confluence, right? The 200 EMA, the 50 EMA, previous support looking left, and the 382 Fibonacci all coming in right here at the range you're sitting at right now. To me, if Bitcoin's gonna bounce, this is the level I want to see Bitcoin bounce from. Somewhere in this red box. This is the level I want to see Bitcoin hold. If Bitcoin does not hold this red box, I think there's a high chance that it's coming back down here at least to the 618 fib, back down to the 20K level. So this is a big area to me. Right? This is a big area to me. I don't want to see Bitcoin break back below this red box, or, you know, in my opinion, you could be seeing another 5% drop at the very, very least for BTC to come back down and take some of these vector candles back down here. So let's wait. Let's wait. Let's find out. Let's let the dust settle, and let's kind of go from there. Oh, man. What a day. What a morning so far. What a morning so far, man. What a freaking morning. Not the red box. The red box of doom. Let's see. I believe love. Love? What are you talking about? Anyways, Drew, what are you talking about, buddy? So Mike became a member, NFT Boogie became a member, and Deacon became a member. Shout out to all you guys. Shout out to all you guys becoming members here and joining in on the fun. You know, on a day we wish was a little bit better, but it is what it freaking is. It is what it freaking is. All right. So what else do we got, guys? What else do we got cooking? Good looking. Let's go back to ETH. So ETH seems like it's settling up here. I still think ETH has got, you know, to me it makes sense for it to come back down and test, you know, this 1560 level, somewhere in this range. Let's see if it does. I would say this for ETH, though. I would say this for ETH. If the market wants to settle in, okay, if the market wants to absorb the information that we got and take it for what it is, all right, I think what you could look at this as is, you know, this is speculation, obviously, but could you look at it something like this? And like I said, this is pure speculation by me. But could you be looking at ETH pulling back right before the merge, which it also happens that the ETH merge is happening, and we get the sell on the day. Could you be seeing something like this, where this is a big support area for ETH? Could you be seeing a little bit of a left shoulder, a Shrek head form here, and that left shoulder forming here before we come back up? This is speculation. Let's see if it plays out. This is obviously the bullish scenario and the scenario that you want to see for the bulls. Invalidation for this is just a break below this yellow box. If we break below this yellow box, this is invalidated, and ETH is most likely probably coming back down to test these local lows down at 1422. So, Samantha, holy shit, man. Samantha, you can't be spamming the chat like that, my man. Don't be spamming the chat like that. Samantha. I gotta lay the law down on Samantha. Samantha. If you come, Samantha, I want you in the chat. But if you come in and do that again, I will put the permanent ban hammer on your ass. Okay? I want you in here, my friend. But you can't be spamming the chat like a freaking like Godzilla. You can't be coming in here like Godzilla, man. Don't be coming in the chat and spamming it. Let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. All right? Just type once. Okay? I don't want to have to put slow mode on. If I put slow mode on, it ruins it for everyone else. So Samantha, please don't do it again. If you do it again, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to ban your ass. All right? And I'm saying that in the nicest way possible. I've given you so many chances, my man. So many chances. Holy moly, man. Samantha just loves coming in here hot, man. Holy moly. All right. They baited him. Jordan told him to do it. Oh, Godzilla. Godzilla's in here too. Let's see. Acting like... All right. All right. Anyways, let's go back to the chart. Still just kind of waiting for the dust to settle here, guys. I want to see if Bitcoin holds this level here. I do think it should, at least temporarily. If it just dumps below this, I mean, that's just going to look slightly ugly here in the short term. But let's see. All right. What else do we got? A couple different altcoins. Alts today, probably not the greatest day for alts. Let's see. Yeah, I mean, could I... Near's coming down about 8%. You know, is this the time for Jordan to get in Near? Is the bottom dweller in Near gonna present itself here? So Near got the breakout inverse head and shoulders, pumped up. It looks like it's coming back down to retest some areas. Where is the point we could look at for Near? So this 4-hour bearish divergence looks like it's played out, right? Your 4-hour stocks has reset nicely. For near, here's the thing for near. If you want to be bullish on near, you're going to want to see this range right here hold, all right? It's this range. That's just the back test before you want to get the continuation, all right? A bounce anywhere above this range, you're good. You break back below this range, probably not so good, okay? So that's the range I'm looking for near. And to be quite frank, on a short-term pullback, maybe I'll pick some up. How many times have I said that? I probably said that probably, 20 times? 20 times? Kind of tired of you talking about it. Tell us when you buy near. True. So right down here at 442 to 450, is a good pullback range if you think this is going to hold. If you're a bear and you think you're going to make new lower lows, well, probably not the time for you, right? So that's near. What else do we got? Dot. Let's look at Dotty Dot. Let's just go through some alts, man. Let's zoom out to the daily. Look at what we're looking at for what we have. All right. Actually, let's stick to the 4. I like the 4-hour, man. The 4-hour is a good balance between, shorter term time frame and a bigger term time frame. What do we got for Dot? Well, Dot, unfortunately, at least for the time being, was not able to hold support. So this was the level we want to hold for Dot right there, which was basically this sort of, it's a little bit ugly, but a little bit of a left shoulder head, right shoulder. We got the back test, but we just dumped right through. So now what we got for Dot is, well, what do we got looking down? Well, for Dot looking down, get some interesting points here. I think the next level we want to see hold for Dot is, let me go to the 1 hour here and see what we're cooking with. A lot of the short-term time frames are reset nicely on some of these alts, and obviously it's going to depend on what Bitcoin does. It's going to depend on what the stock market does ultimately, but let's see what we got. Let's see what we got cooking here, man. Let's see what we got cooking for good looking on Dot. Let's look left. Yeah, I mean, this is a good range right there. And let's bring up our fibs. Swing high to swing low to swing high. Where are we sitting? We're sitting right pretty much at the 618 retracement. Not quite. We haven't quite done a 618 retracement. So, here's the thing. Is this going to be the point where, you got that sort of, if you go to the 1 hour time frame, this was the consolidation breakdown. Is this going to be the point where Dot comes back up to retest the underside of the support, confirm it as resistance before coming back down again? And I think that makes the most sense here, right? Usually what you see in these dumps is you do see the retracement to back test some of the lows before getting that continuation down. And this could be a good point, right? You're pretty much sitting right at that 618 retracement. And if you look left, you got a lot of previous resistance in that area, which could now act as support. So Dot's an interesting area. A retracement first could make some sense, and we can kind of regroup from there. Let's go back to BTC. BTC so far is holding this support. I mean, let's see. It's support until it's not support. You know what I mean? It's support until it's not support. Let's see. They look alike. I scoop up more near. That's a good point. That's a good point, Mike. It's a good point. Soul. Let's see. Juicy soul, man. Juicy soul. Is soul good for our soul? Let's find out. Let's see what we got. Let's get rid of this. Let's get a little fib going on here for soul. So soul. Man. So soul's got. She doesn't really have anything to come back down here and take it. And that's the interesting point, right? I expect to have vector candles back down here on the 4 hour time frame, and I don't see any. Hourly time frame has one all the way back down there, which it is what it is. So right now, what are we looking at here for Sol? Well, you just got the 4 hour. The 4 hour looks pretty bearish on Sol, I would say. At least for the time being, you got your 4 hour momentum that just crossed to the downside, 4 hour stock that just crossed to the downside. So the 4 hour does not look very pretty. Let's do a little trend line like this. If it breaks trend too, so if Sol breaks trend, you got the first hit, the second hit, you're getting that third hit. This would be a point we want to see a bounce. You got that 200 EMA coming in right here. You got the previous high coming in right here. If this can hold, all is good. But if you see the break of trend with your momentum's pointing down, it's probably not very good for SOL in the short term. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the 618 fib coming in right here. Wouldn't be surprised to see a retracement at least down to the 618 fib, back down to 33.60 in the short term. Okay, so we'll watch that. Once again, you're right at a point where you want to see a bounce and you don't want to go much lower than that, or you will be breaking the general trend, right? I'm buying one SOL a week for the next year, no matter what the price is. Go for it, man. Hey, listen, SOL is one that, you know, I'm in as well. And I do like for, I mean, I like a lot of the layer ones. I'm pretty much invested in the layer ones, to be honest. So SOL is definitely one of them, right? SOL, you can go down the list. SOL, AVAX, Matic. Go down the list, man. Go down the freaking list. US Gov, Buns yield. If it hits 3.5, NAS Bitcoin drops. Let's see. Let's wait for the dust to settle right here, man. I'm buying one SOL a week. Okay, we did that. Well, it came back and took that wick. Yeah, man. Let's see. BTC. Oh, yeah, BTC dominance. Let's do BTC dominance real quick. So BTC dominance. Let's go to watch list. Let's go to BTC dominance. Let's see what this is looking like. You're actually seeing the Bitcoin dominance come down today, which is interesting. Usually on a day like this, you see alts get wrecked against Bitcoin, but you're actually seeing the opposite today, which is definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting because when the market has uncertainty, usually you see altcoins sell off harder than Bitcoin. But today, though a lot of them are selling off more than Bitcoin, the Bitcoin dominance is actually going down. Does that tell us anything? Well, we'll find out. But does that mean that there's more? At least right now, right? That can change later today. That's like, wait for the daily close, man. Wait for the daily close. For all we know, Bitcoin could be back up at 22K later today. You know what I mean? Wait for the daily close for a lot of this stuff. But so far, does this tell us that people have a little bit more confidence in a little bit more risk at the moment, seeing that you got the bearish news, but yet altcoins are outpacing Bitcoin for today? Could be that, and it also could be that Bitcoin's just been doing very, very well the last few days and the last week or so, and that's why it's dumping in theory more because it went up more the last week. Could be that too. Could be a combination of both. All right, who knows? On the weekly, yeah, on the weekly it's going up too. I mean, on the weekly, yes. On the weekly, yes. It is at that point where it's bounced once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and it's just in this big channel, right? So if you were to play the trend probably right now, and don't do this because at some point this trend will break. Okay, at some point Bitcoin dominance will break below. Will break below here, and alts will go on a run. Or some point Bitcoin dominance will break this high, and Bitcoin's going to go on a massive run. But for right now, the play. I mean, what has the play been? When you're at the bottom side here, BTC is the play. If you're at the top side, seems like altcoins are the play. Right now, it could be Bitcoin's time to shine. It could be Bitcoin's time to shine. So that's what the chart's telling me. I'm a big proponent of altcoins, but it could be Bitcoin's time to shine at least for the next couple weeks. So we'll find out, right? We shall find out. Come on, BTC. So what's BTC going to do here? Is it just going to close right here on the 4 hour, and then the next 4 hours is going to tell us what we need to know? I think so. Let's do this poll though. Where will Bitcoin the weekly candle? Look at that poll, man. Look at that poll, man. Where will Bitcoin the weekly candle? I didn't even notice that. So 36% said below 19K. 23% said 19K to 20K. 20% said 20K to 21K. And 21% said above 21K. So looks like most people think we're going to close the... That's actually kind of a crazy poll. I was not expecting that. Poll. Most people think that we're going to close the weekly candle below 19K. It's a pretty big move, man. Let's see. That's a big move for 5 days. We've seen it before. But if I had to say what I think is going to happen, yeah, man, it's a tough one, especially with today. You guys want my take? You want my take on this? I'm actually going to say this. I think it's, if I had to put my money on it, man, the herd is saying 36% below 19K. That's a high number. And then another 22% says between 19 and 20K. So basically 58% of people think it's going to be below 20K. Man, that's tough. It would be the opposite of what the poll says. If I had to put my money on it, I'm probably going to go, man, that's tough. I'll probably say between 20K and 21K. You know, but I would probably be on the higher side of that poll, right? I think it stays above 20K. It's just a matter of where above 20K. That's my take. I don't think it goes below. I don't think it closes below 20K this week. Could you see a wick? Sure. I don't care about wicks though. Let's see. Depending on what the Fed does. True. I think they're just going to do another 75 basis point rate hike this month. You know what I mean? It's does anyone really think they're going to do 100? And there's like a 90% certainty before we got the CPI print. There was like a 90% certainty or prediction that we were going to get a 75 basis point rate hike. So that's already priced in. The only way that I think that crashes the market significantly is if you get 100 basis point. If you get 100 basis point, good luck, man. Good luck. I mean, the market's going to freaking react to that like crazy. But as long as the 75 comes in again, I don't think that's going to be a huge deal. Because that was already expected. You know what I mean? Long 20,500. Nice. I think Crypto Face is long right now. Is he? Listen, man. Like the time to short was up here. If you believed it was going to go down, I wouldn't say the time to short is right here. I think you have a little bit more risk shorting at the current level than you did, obviously, when it was moving up this morning before the CPI. Market says 100 basis point is 100% expected now. 100% expected. Let's see. Let's see what you guys say in the chat. Let me end this poll, by the way. It's a good poll, man. It's a good poll. Interesting. Yeah, I like seeing what people think. Horse Guy? Oh, Horse Guy will be in shambles tonight. Wait till you see what Horse Guy does tonight. He's going to be in absolute shambles. He was told by everyone that CPI was going to be lower than expected, and he was super excited. He's in absolute shambles right now, man. Like I can hear him. I can hear him downstairs right now. He's going absolutely nuts. He's like banging his head against the wall, eating hay like crazy. Just see. Kennedy, get along with Neil in the chat, man. Neil is one of the biggest trolls. You got to get used to Neil. There's a lot of big trolls. A lot of big trolls in the chat. It is what it is. It is what it is. Neil's a cool troll, though. I like Neil. Neil's a cool troll. All right, so I think that's... Guys, I'm not going to spend too much more time. Let me see you guys saying here. Chris Brown became a member, too. What's going on, Chris Brown? Good to have you in here, man. Good. You got some dance moves, too, for me? Get some dance moves, too, for me, Chris Brown? He's like, no, I don't have any dance moves. I look like Bob. Chris Brown said U.S. government bond yields 3.5 and Bitcoin drops. Well, we'll find out. Anyways, guys, I think that's for the most part. I mean, let's actually no. There's a few more things I want to talk about. Let's go back to this scenario where, and this is what we talk about for the bears, man. Is if this plays out like it has in the past, like this, all right? I mean, here's the scenario. I mean, it's all about what you think is going to happen, all right? The last scenario for the bears is, Bitcoin usually bottoms a year after the high. You could argue what the actual high was. If you're going to say that November was the high, which it technically was, right? That was a new high. Bitcoin usually bottoms a year after the previous high. Where would that be? Well, that would put us right in November this year. Okay, it's September, so you got September, October, November. You're actually not that far away. It's actually kind of crazy how close that is. So, what do you think? 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 What do you if you compare it to the previous bear markets, it does show that one more dump is in the cards. Do any of us know? No. I'm still under the assumption the bottom is in. I think the bottom is in. Take it for what you will. Nothing has changed since yesterday. I get it. CPI came in, not as low as people expected. To me, it doesn't change much. You might see some short-term sell-off, but to me, that doesn't change much. I think we already kind of knew. We already kind of knew what we knew. So take it for what you will. But for the bears, I mean, a lot of people expecting 10K to 14K, and that's what if you overlay the two previous bear markets, you should be expecting that dump over the course of the next, month or so. So let's find out. We don't know what's going to come, but I will say this, man. Wherever you think the market's going, I got to continue with the assumption that the next halving, Bitcoin's going to be somewhere around 30K. Because that's where it was. So this is what's funny to me. It's like you want to compare to previous bear markets for the bearish scenario, okay? But then you don't look at where it's going to be. If you were to look at the two previous markets, they both coincide with Bitcoin being at 30K at the next halving. So I'll continue to say, continue to buy at the levels you want to buy. If you're waiting down here, you do you, man. I'm going to be accumulating all throughout this range because I'm confident where it's going to go. Really, this time that we're in right now is just kind of a waiting period. It's kind of that awkward waiting period to, all right, we're just going to freaking wait and see where the dust settles. In reality, I think most people that are here are long-term bulls. So just remember the bigger picture, right? These times suck. These times blow. These times are freaking horrible. Horrible speaking as in, I would say boring, because boring's horrible to me. Boring is horrible. But I'd rather price action than boring. But this is the time to take advantage, wherever it is, the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months, maybe longer. That's the time to take advantage, man. It is what it is. Because I'm expecting Bitcoin to be up here the next halving. And I expect the next halving to get front run just like the last one was. Because the last halving was also front run. So just remember the bigger picture sometimes, man. Remember the bigger picture sometimes. Short-term price action. It's cool for trading. But where the real big gains are is just accumulating for the next bull run. I mean, that's really it. Whenever it comes, right? Whenever it comes. I think it's, in my opinion, I think it's going to start in 2023 at this point. Or I guess whenever the bottom hits. But the real movement, I think, is in 2023. So that is what I'm basically going off of, and we gotta keep our mind in the game, man. Keep your mind in the game. Keep your mind in the game, because that's what we're all here for. Trading's cool, trading's fun, but it's short-term time frames. But the real gains are in the getting in before everyone else gets in, right? Getting in before the masses get in. So that's where the real fun is. Because then the most fun thing I'll say in crypto is just having your bags filled, sitting back because you bought when everyone else didn't want to buy, and then everyone else coming in after and saying, should I buy now? Should I buy now? And you're just sitting back because you already bought. There's no better feeling than that. So continue to just buy whenever you want. If it's not now and you're waiting for lower, that's fine. But just make sure you get in before everyone else gets in, because that's where the fun comes in, man. That's where the fun comes in. The bull case April was the top. Yeah, the bull case April was the top. Yeah, which, I mean, you could argue both ways. I think the peak euphoria was in early of 2021, right? Peak euphoria was like February, March, April of 2021. Like when Doge was going nuts, that was peak euphoria, man. When you got Elon going on SNL, all that stuff, that was peak crypto. The end of last year, you didn't get that same vibe. Like, people were excited, but the general masses weren't flooding in yet, like they were in early 2021, where everyone and their mother was asking about Doge, SafeMoon, all this stuff. All right, let's see. What's Bob saying? Let's see. SafeMoon. Remember SafeMoon back in the day? What do you think is going to be the next one? It's probably going to be Luna Classic. What's Luna Classic doing today on the end of the day like this? Because Luna Classic was looking pretty ugly yesterday. And then it has this day today. Dude, Luna Classic is going up. You gotta love this market sometimes, man. Crypto sometimes is just so weird, man. Look at this, bro. Everything else is dumping, and then you got Luna Classic that's pumping. You can't make this shit up, man. You literally can't make this shit. Like, is it just me, or is this just weird? Luna, and we talked about this actually yesterday for Luna Classic. Like, this is actually a decent setup. This high is where we're looking for the bounce. You actually didn't quite get there. You bounced right before. And this like little falling wedge looks like it might be playing out to the upside. It's you can't make this stuff up, man. Like, out of all things that hold up, Luna Classic is the one to hold up, man. Hex. Unfortunately, as we learned with the COVID dump, macro can crash BTC in an instant. Well, of course. They said. That's why I think the bottom is in, but that's bearing in mind that you don't get some big black swan event. If a big black swan event comes, that just ruins everything. All right? So, and I don't like going into the fact with predicting that type of stuff because you don't know when that stuff's going to happen, right? I like to just go based off what I see on the charts and keep it like that. If you get outside circumstances like today, right? You can't, you're sort of gambling on whether you think the news is going to be bullish or bearish, right? Today didn't go the way we wanted it to. And that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. I don't like predicting news stuff. I mean, you can do it, but I mean, a lot of economists were predicting that the CPI was going to be lower today, and it wasn't. So it is what it is. Luna Classic's market cap is so low, it's easy for the whales to push it up. Facts. As far as legit coins, I think Cadena will be 100 to 100x. Yeah, Cadena is going to be a big one, man. Cadena is going to be a big one. I mean, listen, like, what I'll say about a crypto bull market is just invest in anything that's not a scam, and it's going to make you money. I mean, if you want me to keep it real, like, you don't need these, like, videos that say the next 100x altcoin. It's all a guess on which one's going to do the best. But just invest in something that's not a scam, and you're going to make money on it. It is what it is. I mean, go to the previous bull market. I mean, every single coin went up. You know, besides, you know, XRP. But it is what it is. Even XRP went up for a little bit. But it is what it is. All right, Bitcoin's right back at support, guys. So let's see what Bitcoin does here initially. Bitcoin looks like it's trying to smack that 200 EMA. So let's see. Will Bitcoin smack that 200 EMA? Will it hold the 50 EMA? Let's see. Let's see what we got here. What do we got cooking? Will it hold? Celsius was using new users crypto to pay existing customer APYs. Yeah. That's true. Doge is due. Yeah, Doge is due. Doge has been, as far as like the big moves for Doge, if you go to like the daily chart here, yeah, Doge has been just kind of sitting at its lows. The rest of the market kind of went up a little bit, but Doge has been just chilling here. I've been saying, like, I think Doge, whenever the altcoins make that run again, I think Doge is a good one because Doge is still sitting at its lows. It hasn't really gotten that explosive move away from the lows yet. So, yeah, Doge is an interesting one. Let's go back to BTC, though, because BTC is going to tell us what we need to know right now. BTC goes, break this level right here. Alts are getting destroyed, too. So, let's see. So, 200 EMA. Let's see what we got here. These are two moving averages. Want to see hold. The initial wick was right to the 50. We held it. Let's see what we got here, though. Let's see what we got. Will this hold? Let's see. We guys think it's going to hold? Or you think it's going to break right now? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. If that breaks, I think it's likely that you see 20K. Saitama Inu. I haven't heard that name in a long time. Saitama. Let's see. Remember when Inus were the thing? Now it's just like Shiba Inu. And that's really all you hear about. But before it was Inu. Doge Inu. Mike Inu. Suku Inu. The heck is this thing, man? Bro. What happened with this? Bro. Was this legit? Oh, I mean, this was a long time ago. This was in June. Was this legit? Like this? No way, man. I don't believe that. But I mean, right now, Saitama, I'm not even going to look at this chart. This is just dumb. But, yeah. I mean, Saitama's chilling. I'm not going to look at Saitama, man. There's no point in looking at those. Those are so low market cap that they're so easy to move. You know what I mean? I hate Inu. DJ Big Boss Inu. Jordan, if you ban Samantha, you have to eat another sock. This time dipped in curry. That's a deal. Deal. Give me a sock dipped in curry, man. I'll eat that all day. All freaking day. Gonna go down. Free Samantha. I didn't ban Samantha yet. He's very, very close. Samantha. He said hashtag free Samantha. Listen, he's very close. Samantha, one more time, man. I want you in here, buddy. All right. So I think that's pretty much it for today, guys. Or not for today, but till later. I mean, let's just see if this holds, right? I mean, this is the level. If this breaks, you know, these vector candles looking juicy down here, man. 618 fib. Back down at right around 20,150 is the level I'm looking at if this doesn't hold, which right now we're testing it, man. I mean, the NASDAQ's getting crushed. The NASDAQ's getting crushed at the moment. Down about 3.5%. That's a big day for the NASDAQ, man. Big day. ApeCoin. We'll do ApeCoin real quick. ApeCoin. What do we got? What do we got? Let's see. So Ape. We got a big fat ape. What do we got? Is this the whole chart for Ape? Just so. Man. It's got the initial setup, but let me go to the 4 hour. Stick to the daily, actually. So the daily, let's look left. I mean, look left. I mean, this is the previous support you wanted to get over. You're finding resistance there, and you got momentum getting the flip, man. So right at resistance, 1, 2, 3, 4, previous support levels. You had a red vector. You literally came back up, took the top of that red vector. So perfect resistance level there. Now you're getting that daily stock cross to the downside. Momentum still looks fine though. So this could change. Depends on where you close today. If for whatever reason the market can come back up by the end of the daily close, which I wouldn't be surprised. We've seen crazier things before. If the market can recover before the close, I think this still looks fine. If this closes where it is now or lower, you're probably looking for a pullback, right? So 4 hour time frame. Yeah, 4 hour time frame looks pretty ugly. Looks pretty ugly. That's classic. Right at resistance, you got the M formation. M formation there. You got 4 hour momentum just crossed to the downside. You got 4 hour stock just crossed to the downside. To me, this would have been a good short. A little bit higher, probably on this candle right here. Might be a little late on it now, but this one, I would not be surprised to see come and take this bad boy down here if it wants to, right? So let's see on this one, this wick, and also this wick here. So this liquidity and this wick back down to like 497 would be my initial target. So I look for a move there, a rise back up, a retest, and then if it can get back up, all right, cool. If it can't, if it gets rejected by the M formation, I mean, you're coming back down to take the rest of this vector here. So something along these lines, depending on how the market reacts today. Let the market react. All right, let the market soak in the news today, and that's what we're waiting for. So I'm gonna call it a stream, man. I'll catch you guys. I'll catch you guys at 7 p.m. today. Let's see how the market reacts. All right, take it easy, take it cool. You know, do some como sa, chill out, and let the market play out. All right, so don't do anything I'm gonna do. Don't panic, stay crypto. Most of don't panic, crypto. I try to be like one of those commercials. Don't be a panic, stay crypto. Most of all, don't panic, stay crypto. But don't be afraid to take profits on the bear market rallies until proven otherwise. All right, now I probably have to wait here awkwardly until this loads. Oh no, we're good. We don't have to wait here awkwardly until it loads. So catch you guys later. Have a fantastic day, my friends. Peace out, Cub Scouts. Catch you all later. Peace.